I'm going to show you how to make one of my very favorite soups, and it has only 2 ingredients plus water, and it's so easy to make. You know, I love soup. Even in the summer, it's one of my favorite things to eat because it's so easy to make. It's healthy, it's comforting, and this is called Bravo soup, and I call it that because it was served to me by Chef Bravo at the True North Health Center. Of course, on the days he was off, it was served to me by Chef Mauricio. So I guess I could call it Mauricio soup, but Bravo soup sounds better. So last year I went to the True North Health Center for the 13th time. I used to work there, but this was the first time I actually did a medically supervised therapeutic water-only fast. And when I started to refeed, I was a little bit nauseous. And so Dr. Sultana, my medical doctor there, ordered this soup, which actually I think was invented by the beloved Dr. Michael Clapper. It's so soothing to your gut, and it actually tastes like a thick cream soup because of one of the ingredients. I've even served this to regular people in company, but if I'm serving it to them, I spice it up a little bit. I actually prefer it plain. So all you need is an electric pressure cooker. This is my 3-quart Instant Pot, and I've already put the water in the pot. If you want it to go quicker, start with boiling water. And then I have my organic gold potatoes. You can get Yukon Gold or golden potatoes. I love this bag because then I don't have to dirty a strainer. I can just soak it in the sink to clean these. And Chef Bravo likes to peel his potatoes. I don't have time for that. I love the skin, especially because these are organic and there's fiber and nutrients in the skin. So I'm just going to dump this in the pressure cooker and then add my second ingredient, which is an equal amount of zucchini. Now, if I do this in the big pressure cooker, which I sometimes do, I'll make a double batch. I don't even bother to cut it off, and I actually leave these ends on. Chef Bravo says it's not a good idea to leave the ends on, and I think he sometimes peels the zucchini, but I'll tell you what, I'll go to the effort to cut this little end off, and I only cut it as much as just to get it to fit, to be honest, because I don't have time to cut anything up. I'm a very busy woman. So I might have to cut these smaller to fit. And you can use the yellow zucchini as well, the crookneck squash, if you want. And this fits perfectly in the 3-quart. That is it. So I'm just going to put it on high pressure for exactly 5 minutes, and then I'll show you how to finish it. So 5 minutes is a very short amount of time in a pressure cooker, especially if you start with hot water. So let me show how you finish the Bravo soup. So I unplug it when it's ready. I don't need it to keep cooking. And you can wait for it to come down to pressure naturally if you're busy, or you can just release the pressure. I'm using this little diverter because that way the steam doesn't get on the ceiling or the walls. How long it takes to, you give yourself a little facial. How long it takes to come down to pressure or the pressure to release really just depends on how full your unit is. And you notice we filled it all the way to the top. You can use a towel for this purpose, but then your towel gets very hot and wet. So these diverters are like 2 for $7, or go to Home Depot and get a little PVC pipe. I've seen people make their own. You can get these to look like dragons or angry people. So they're kind of fun. So as soon as the pressure releases, the little silver thing will just pop down and I'll be able to open the top of the pressure cooker. And I have waiting for it the stick or immersion blender. You could do this in a blender, but when you transfer hot liquids, you can burn yourself. So I find that this is a lot easier, or you can get these. I've seen these at Costco and other stores for even as little as $20. So they're great for just small jobs like this. So as soon as that silver thing pops down, or I helped it, I can open the top of the pressure cooker. And everything should be nice and soft now for blending. One time I was making this and we had a power outage, believe it or not. The power outage happened after it already cooked. And so I couldn't use my blender or my stick blender. And we just took a potato masher and it worked fine. That's how soft it gets. Actually, I'm doing it that way now, but I'm going to turn it on. It's a lot easier. Just make sure when using a stick blender, be careful. Keep it on the bottom of the unit when you move it around. If you lift it up with it on, you could burn yourself. You can spend as much time as you want getting it as pureed as you want. I don't mind a little chunks in mine. I guess if I was serving it to company, I'd probably make it a little bit smoother, but you can see how thick this is. It actually gets even thicker in your refrigerator, but when you reheat it, it will get a little bit thinner. So this is actually for me 3 servings because this makes about 6 cups of soup, and I'll usually have 2 before lunch every day. Hopefully you can see how thick it is. Now, you're certainly welcome to add any seasonings, but I encourage you to try it first. It's just so thick and creamy. So if I'm serving it to company or regular people, usually what I do is have my favorite salt-free seasoning from local spicery, Salacious, and then they can just sprinkle on as much or as little as they want. I mean, this is just incredible. It's so easy to make and it's so delicious. I've not yet met a person who didn't like it. Thanks, Bravo. Thanks, Dr. Clapper. Thanks, True North.